Okay, there's a storm outside, so fingers crossed that the connection keeps connecting. um, we are going to talk about our favorite people, the so-called elites that I call the parasites. A lot of people call them the Epstein class now. And they have their own big party and celebration every year. It's called the Oscars, where all of Epstein's friends they come together and they do the things that they enjoy doing. You know, and I find it very interesting. Very interesting. I find it so interesting. I've found something out now that you will just wait. I will share that information with you guys. And keep in mind that these people are going to be there on stage and they are going to spew out, vomit out their political views that are very much to the left. And they are supporting everything that's woke, and they're very socialist, and they will be crying and they will be blaming Trump for everything. So yeah, I find it so interesting, so fucking interesting, the thing that I found out now. So you will enjoy this one. Well, maybe not, but I will enjoy it. David, KP Heathen, Kat, Angela, Mrs. Sorpos, lots of people joining. That's wonderful. Wonderful. I am off sugar now from yesterday, but they're almost so 95% off sugar. But I start the day with a little bit of sugar in this. It's not coffee. It's sort of a non-alcoholic toddy. It's a Norwegian thing. So, have you noticed that big media, old media, mainstream media, they are not really talking about the Epstein files anymore? Have you noticed? It's so predictable. These people are so predictable. They started this war against Iran. They set the Middle East on fire. And conveniently, big media, old media, they're not talking about, not writing about the Epstein files anymore. Just as they wanted, you know. I'm not saying that's the only reason why they started that war, why the Trump administration and Israel started that war. There are other things involved there. Again, very convenient that they secured access to the Venezuelan oil and gas and natural resources before they started bombing Iran. Some people would even say that that was all planned, but let's not get there in this live stream. So, are you looking forward to these Hollywood actors who have no fucking education in politics, who have very limited life experience? I'm talking real life experience, the sort of experience you get from working, getting up, working, proper jobs, getting your hands dirty. Are you ready to be lectured by those people at the Oscars? They go up there and they thank their God and their agent, and then they talk about how Trump is bad and how we should be kind to trans people, and They spew out their, in America, you call them Marxist beliefs. You know, it's not really that, but you know what I'm talking about there. Are you looking forward to that? Are you looking forward to that? I'm not. Now, I haven't watched the Oscars in uh, decades, actually. So I'm not going to watch this one. But I heard that YouTube secured the exclusive rights to the Oscars. Wouldn't surprise me. I think that's probably wasted money. I don't think people go to YouTube to watch the Oscars. But we all know that YouTube is being mismanaged at this point, so no surprises there. Again, are you looking forward to being lectured by actors on how you should live your life? Are you looking forward to be lectured by these, many of them, very, very wealthy actors about how rich people are bad and how you should not vote for the Republicans? That's, no, 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 no. That's very bad. If you do that, you're a bad person. So are you looking forward to that? The thing is that if you get nominated, no, let's put this way. All of these people, when you leave the Oscars, you leave with a gift bag. You leave with a gift bag. And it's not a gift bag like a normal gift bag that you might get on some occasions. Maybe there's a few, freebies, you get some stuff that you don't really need, in a gift bag. Maybe you have been given a gift bag before, some samples of some products and stuff like that. It's not like that. No, no, no. This gift bag here is worth $350,000. So when you leave the Oscars with that gift bag, you leave with a gift bag worth $350,000. Why would they give them that, you may ask? Well, because these products are not there just picked. They didn't pick them on random. This is influencing. These are influencers. These fucking morons, talking about the actors and all of that, who like to belittle those of us who do actual, real, hopefully valuable work in alternative media. Those people are the actual influencers, and they are being influenced by the companies that put money into the Oscars to have their products in that gift bag. And I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted because when I read what's in the gift bag, it's a list of, it's basically, now I'm not a Christian, you know this, but if the devil picked a gift bag, that's how it would be. It's the devil's gift bag. Are you ready? And keep in mind, we're talking about people, if they are on stage, they will be lecturing you about basically socialist values. Okay? And then they leave with a gift bag containing the following. I will read the whole list now. Essence of Dreams private luxury villa. Stay at the 9 The $9 million private villa in Playa Hermosa, Costa Rica, with concierge, chef, and driver. Hideout villas, luxury Arctic villa stay in Finnish Lapland with Northern Lights viewing and private chef. That's an expensive one. Golden Door, 7-day wellness retreat in Southern California. I'll just say one thing. Noticed something about these so-called elites, the Epstein class. They have a lot of spare time. You know, where was I? Santani, 10-day wellness reset at Sri Lanka's Michelin recognized resort. Danuchera, I hope I pronounced that correctly, sculpt and lift facial experience with luxury skincare products. You couldn't make this shit up, you know. And it gets worse. Institutum, 3-piece Swiss luxury skincare set. Desoir Spa, $400 credit towards facial and massage services. Art Lipo, body sculpting liposuction experience with Dr. Thomas Su. Beverly Hills Dental Arts, smile makeover consultation and teeth whitening. Flaus Electric Flosser Starter Kit. Dr. Konstantin Vasyekevich, $25,000 facial rejuvenation procedure in New York. Trusted prenup, custom prenuptial, I don't know how to pronounce that, agreement created by celebrity divorce attorney. Celebrity divorce attorney James Sexton. And now I'm just shaking my head, you know, at the degeneracy, the fucking degeneracy of these people. I'll split the words up because I don't want to use the brands. I don't want YouTube's AI to pick up the names. BEBOE, luxury can Abyss, gift set with accessories from the Hermé of Marijuana. RYTHM, high potency cannabis products. If this is not shocking to you, there's something wrong about you. There's something wrong with you. You know, this should shock you. Now, I get, you know, it's very, very early here in the morning in Norway, and the list goes on. I'll get back to it, but I will just say this. You need to understand that this toxin, this poison, has been pushed into the mainstream American society and Canadian and many other countries by big corporations. Pfizer is one of them. They want you addicted and they want you weakened, and it will weaken you. And yeah, I'll keep going here. Asia luggage, kabuki inspired Japanese luggage. See bespoke custom residential interior design services worth a reported $150,000. Grow luxury shower head. Ballet gold plated cold storage cryptocurrency wallet. That's where you hide the money that you don't want the taxman to get to. Benu movie star limited edition fountain pen. T40 T assortment tea chest. Ufus UA plus shoes. Yeah. So this is the gift bag that the people who have just been standing there lecturing you about the environment, Trump bad, white man bad, and how you're a a bad person if you vote Republican. This is the gift bag that they leave with. The degeneracy of these people is almost difficult to comprehend. It's all about it's pure hedonism. It's pure hedonism. And if they feel a little bit sad, well, they can just reach for the stuff in the gift bag that makes their mind go all blank, you know? It's so shallow and it's so fake and it's so disgusting that I lack the words to describe it. I will actually say the following. Now that people, they know about this, of course, and if you're invited to the Oscars and you go, there is something very wrong with you. If you go to the Oscars, now that you know this, and if you don't send them an email at least, you know, and you tell them that, you know, because of the contents of that gift bag, I will not be attending. I do not want anything to do with you. If you don't do that, you're a horrible human being. That's my opinion. Well, actually, no, I'll take that back. It would be okay if you go there hoping to win, hoping to get, you know, that stupid little golden man, the prize, and you get the prize only to insert it into an orifice where the sun doesn't shine of the, I don't know, the person who decided to put together that gift bag, something like that. That's the only the only place from now on where the Oscars should be. No other places, if you get what I'm saying. Sweet Polly says, "Come on, you're an author. You can't lack the words for these low life slime bags." I, I'm doing my best here. I'm doing my best here. Jamie is asking, why does it bother you so much? It bothers me because I care about people. Now, I live in Norway, and Norway, compared to the USA, is quite a nice place still, actually. That's what it looks like, at least from the outside. And I care about people, you know? You shouldn't have to tolerate this. Now, there are Norwegians and Scandinavians going to the Oscars as well, and I've never, except from many years ago, I was very young then. A movie about, you know, the Veiviseren. I can't remember what they called it in English. It was nominated for the Oscars. Did it win an Oscar? But after that, you know, I haven't been interested in any of the Scandinavian movies that were nominated for the Oscars. And I already, before I knew about this fucking gift bag, I already had a deep contempt for these people. Ricky Gervais was there, and he said straight to the faces what he thought about them. And it was so, that one I did, I'm sure you've seen that one, that video clip where they filmed a reaction among the audience. Oh, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. So yeah, that's the Oscars for you. You know, it's coming up on YouTube in 3 days. Don't watch it. I wasn't thinking that you were going to, but let YouTube understand that that was wasted money. Buying the rights for that was a waste of money. Um, we have to let these people know that we do not respect them. We disrespect them. We must let these people know that they need to step up their game and do some proper work. You know, it's when you watch movies now, how many good movies have I come across during the last couple of years? Uh, Train Dreams, I think it was called. That was a good movie. I liked that movie. It was not brilliant, but it was really a really good movie. Uh, but what are they doing over there in Hollywood apart from vomiting out more superhero movies and I don't know, some fucking actor on steroids playing a soldier going to save some woman in a foreign country? Isn't that what it's about? I have so much contempt for these people. And I have contempt for these people because I have been working very close with the movie business here in Norway as a consultant. And it was so frustrating because I'm used to working hard. When I sit down and I write, I'm a novelist, I work. These people, they take breaks all the time. And they are so fake, they are. I've been to a couple of these parties, with actors and directors and all of that, and it's just fake. They're just fake. I can't be fake. I can't be fake. I don't think I could be fake even if I tried. How many breaks do they take? I think what's going on there is that they get so tired from their breaks that they need another break, if you get what I'm saying. Now, it was not like eyes wide shut. No, no, no. It's nothing bad happened during those parties. It's just that it was a little bit, you know, boring. I find it boring when people are not being themselves. So, there are people out there who will say that, oh, I'm sure I'll get it in the comment section, unless YouTube hides this live stream, which yeah, it looks like they're doing that. Thank you, YouTube. Back to your old tricks. But people, if they did see this live stream, they would write in the comment section that, oh, what about you? You're an influencer. You're an author. That's not a real job. You don't have a real job. I can tell you that being a novelist is a real job. Takes a lot of hard work. I can promise you. That's a real job. Making YouTube videos, I guess some people who make YouTube videos are not, you could say, is it a real job? I don't know, but for me, I do a lot of research, so that when I make my videos, not these live streams, but my on my main channel, my Viking Age channel, it takes a lot of research. Yes, I have done that research in the past, but I have to revisit. I have to make sure everything's correct. I have to edit out edit out of my head because I don't use a script. I want there to be a natural flow. The things that are maybe tempting to say, but that might not have a foundation in facts, what we actually know. So it takes quite a lot of. You need a critical mind, and it takes a lot of preparation and research. So yeah, um, but some would say that's not a real job. Cat says, I don't know what you mean by that comment there. I don't. I've never met depraved novelists that are depraved perverts. The novelists that I know are just normal people who work a lot. Um, so yeah, that's the Oscars. Let's kind of expand on this a little bit. I think that the people we call the elites, the elite class, Epstein's friends, the Epstein class, I call them the parasites. They, that whole class, it's like a troll with many heads. And the Oscars and the actors and that system there, that's it's just one of those heads. It is interesting that they are now seeing that they are losing support, they're losing view numbers on their movies, they're losing income, and YouTube is there with open arms welcoming them. I think that's why YouTube bought the rights for the 2026 Oscars. At least that's what I heard that they did. And they might be selling it on to cable networks. I don't know how they're doing that, but the entertainment business is moving into social media, moving into YouTube, and they are paying good money to push the real creators out. And this is quite a serious matter. I'll say it again. They are paying good money so that they will get spaces on the front page, the starting page, the start page, whatever it's, suggested videos. And I won't be there because I don't pay money for that. So YouTube being mismanaged at this point, they seem to not understand that what people want to see on YouTube is not AI and it's not the Oscars. It's real, authentic people doing their thing on their channels. So yeah, Divina, there's no you in YouTube anymore. It's corporate tube. Absolutely. I think that one of the most important things we can do at this point is to keep reminding these people that we will never forget the Epstein files. We will never forget who are in those files. We will always keep calling those people out. Always. And those people who went to that island and so on, they deserve nothing good in this life. I view them as monsters, except if you went there once, maybe you didn't know who this guy was, when you was invited and you were invited and you went there and you You spent some time there, maybe a few hours. That should have been enough. You go home first. First plane or helicopter. You just get home and report it to the police. If you did not do that, you're a monster. That's how I see it. And if you stand there on that stage talking about white man bad, Trump bad. Now, I'm not a Trump supporter, you know this, but I'm just sick and tired of how they you know they can't see that there are shades of gray shades of gray here. It's all black and white to these people, you know. And they talk about yeah, they seem to come from a very socialist place in their minds. They don't know what socialism is, you know. They've never been to a socialist country. I have. I've been to a communist country. I was I was in Ukraine. I'm that old actually that I've been in an actual I've been queuing up to buy bread in Ukraine. Yeah. These celebrities have not, you know? So yeah, I've been in an actual grocery store in Ukraine and I've been queuing up to buy bread because they had some left. They don't, you know, it's many, many years ago, early 90s that was. But these people, they don't know what socialism is. They don't know what it's like. They talk about socialism with the same understanding as people on the right talk about, you know, a social democracy. And they think just as the people on the right, they in the USA at least, they don't understand what a social democracy is. They think it's socialism. They think it's socialism. and and these people with coming from a very socialist they idolize socialism. They stand there, you know, in their I don't know, $10,000 dress, crying and thanking God and their agent and all of that, you know, with their lips full of I don't know what they're injecting into their lips and the Botox in their forehead, you know, to their faces just looks like this mask, skin mask. Um, you know, those people lecturing you about good values and they go home with this fucking gift bag. You couldn't make this up. You couldn't make this up. Now, I'm sure the first thing they reach for is that narcotics in there, you know. No, we have no respect for these people at all. It says here the Oscars take place on Sunday, the 15th. And I will be doing something else at that time. Oh, we have. I can't read your name there. I don't know. Is that the Cyrillic alphabet? You're saying I grew up in socialist country. Former used saying it was much better than now in former SFR Yugoslavia. So yeah, interesting here. Do you think AI will be taking more jobs? Absolutely, that's already happening. Interestingly, you know, It will be taking many of the actors' jobs and many of the script writers' jobs. And what I've heard is that at this point, when they write movies now, or they tell their AI to write movies, they have to make the stories very, very predictable and very, very suited to people with no attention span. And that's because people are, many people, they don't have so much attention span anymore. And also they're sitting there scrolling their smartphone while they're watching the movie. So yeah, horror business saying every video I watch on YouTube about how to make money on the side mentions AI. I know, and it's very, very stupid to use AI if you're a YouTuber, because AI will be even more hated in the future. Even more hated when AI has come for your job, and people are saying, "Oh, we will have universal basic income." Yeah, maybe so, but it will be very, very little, and you will be completely tied to a social credit score system through your smartphone. Now, we have talked about that before, but there will be no freedom. You will be a serf, SERF. You can look that up if you don't know what it is. You guys in the chat, you know. And it's not going to be a good life, you know. So yeah, but at that point, do you think that people will enjoy watching AI generated videos, or videos being that have been edited with AI, or videos that have AI in them? I don't think so. What you will want to watch is some real human being just being himself or herself with unpolished videos. That's the key. That's the key. Unpolished. If you make polished, videos that are polished now, I try to avoid that because it will be indistinguishable from AI in the future. So if you make a video, if you are a YouTuber and listening to this, I built up my main channel to almost 800,000 subscribers, and I can tell you the following. It's actually, if you're a little bit out of focus now and then, and if it's a little bit rough in the edges, your video, that's good. That's good. People will be looking for that in the future. So make that a habit, keep the imperfections. Yeah. Yeah, I'll close this window here. Because it's disgusting how these people are. Yeah, it's disgusting. Hamish says, all three of my videos are unpolished, terrible, and I love them. Yeah. It's a fine balance, I guess. I think the sound needs to be good, The sound needs to be good. Yeah. I am actually quite excited concerning the pushback that this year's Oscars will have, and I'm not going to watch it because we should not give them a single view at all. But hopefully they will. Hopefully YouTube will learn that this was a mistake. Let's see here. Yeah, well, okay. I want to change topic a little bit, just because I'm in that mood now. And well, we are. It's kind of the same topic, but we are talking about the woke Hollywood. Um, and a segue from that, I think that's, can I say that? Segues into. I'm Norwegian. You have to forgive me if I use the wrong words now and then. I get giant hands when I do this, but I have big hands, but they're not that big. In Norway, it's like something insane has happened. Not talking about the royal family and their drug habits and their rapists and all of that. Talking about the gender confusion or the woke Norway. Not Norway did not get into the woke thing when it was peak woke in the USA. Norway was actually not very woke because Norwegians are quite conservative, socially conservative, you could say, in our way. In our way, okay. Therefore, I was surprised actually to see that the Norwegian government, it's a labor government. Those are the ones who increased the taxes and made my life very difficult. But they recently decided, listen to this, that if you work in the pub, no, the in the what you call the government, not if you work, if you're high, if you are an employee of the government, if you work in schools, if you work in the kindergarten, if you work in, I don't know, hospitals, in administration, and so on. Public sector. Okay, thank you. You are not to use gender specific words. You are not to say boy or girl. Now, I might, I might, maybe I'm not quoting it absolutely correctly, but that's the message. That you are not to assume gender and so on. And teachers are supposed to not say boys and girls. So, for instance, if you say that boys do this and boys are like this and girls and so on, you're not supposed to do that. And I thought that peak woke was over, and I didn't expect the Norwegian labor government to get that crazy. Because it was not like that before. As I said, when the USA was at peak woke, Norway was not very woke. So it seems like it got here late, but then it seems to stay. Not among people, but you know, in the public sector. Now, I'm not expecting the normal teacher out there to go by those rules and regulations. I don't think they care. My When my kids were in school here locally, it was not like that. But that's a few years ago now. Um, but it just surprises me. And we had, why would they do that now? I thought woke was over, you know? And now we have some political parties on the left, of course, uh, embracing this fully. Now, they're not going to get support doing that. You know, Norwegians, they don't buy that. I've never ever met someone who were into the woke thing. I, I just haven't. Then you could say you don't meet many people. That's true, but I was just surprised, you know. Um, and of course, we all know that that's not what kids need. The kids, they need some. Well, boys need no, sorry. Both boys and girls need both male, good male role models and female role models. So boys, they need to be, they mimic, you know. they it's like when you're a parent, you quickly learn that your kids, they don't do what you say, they do what you do, you know. So therefore, if you're a father, you should, you know, try to behave respectfully towards their mother and other women. You should, you know, be probably hardworking, and also um, prioritize time with the children. You know, I believe that it's important to bring your kids out in nature, have a campfire, and things like that. And for, you know, the mother of the child should be respectful to the father, and also um, be a good example of how to be a healthy and happy woman, you know, um, without going into details, because that's not my area of expertise. so so it's like, yeah, you know, that's our duty as grown-ups. And also when we meet kids, you know, we should behave in such a manner that we should always remember that they will mimic your behavior, and they will just collect all the behaviors that they have seen from adults. And you know, that shapes their personality. So very often, if a kid grows up with parents who yeah, for instance, parents who reach into that Hollywood, no, Oscars gift bag and go for the narcotics, you know, if they grow up with parents like that, they're not going to be happy and fulfilled. Those kids are not going to grow up to be happy and fulfilled and ambitious and healthy individuals. That almost goes without saying. You know, if you grow up with a father who just drinks all the time and is violent, then it's going to traumatize you. And we also know that, for instance, kids who are beaten as a punishment, they are more likely to become violent themselves. So, yeah, but we don't need the woke thing, you know, with gender confusion and so on. We don't need that. We need visible and clear male and female role models, and I'm not seeing that being talked about at all in the new recent guidelines, you know. So it It's very disappointing because Norway, as I said, never really caught on. The woke thing never caught on here, and it still hasn't caught on. It's not going to. But now we see that the government here has decided that this is how it's going to be. You are going to be woke. So, very disappointing. Yeah, KP Hidden says, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. That would be nice if you can do that. Yeah, Rojas here says, let kids be outdoors, not in front of a screen eating ultra processed food and soda. They will get sick physically and mentally. Yeah, absolutely. Interestingly, I think ultra processed foods will soon be seen as the new tobacco. What I mean is, you know, um, um, if you go back to how far back do we have to go to the time when smoking was seen as, positive? That's good. You should smoke. When was that? 50s, 1950s, 60s, where even pregnant women were advised to smoke, I believe. And you had doctors in ads saying, "I smoke this brand," and so on, sitting there with how do they do it? They like this smoking, yeah, in ads. Doctors did that. 50s, 60s, 70s. Yeah, so it's a long time ago now. But my point there is that ultra processed foods is the new will be seen as the new smoking very soon, because we know we know by now that even though the World Economic Forum, the World Health Organization, and all of that, they don't want to talk about ultra processed foods, but it's like we know that and the proper researchers and scientists are in agreement that ultra processed foods are not good for you. And I've quit all. I'm 100% off of ultra processed foods. Now that's only since was it just 2 days ago? I I had almost quit all of the ultra processed foods, but I did have some now and then. But now I will be reducing body fat, so I've quit all of that. And and I must say already I'm feeling even better. Much tighter. Tighter, is that the word? And ultra processed foods is not good for you. So I think that's going to be the next. It's going to be seen as people in the future. Hopefully, they will be looking back and shaking their heads. Can you imagine people actually ate that crap back then? So yeah. Yeah, we have talked about diet here before, and I'm a big supporter of a high protein, high animal fat, high animal protein diet, low carb diet. Yeah, well, it is. I guess you could say that this drink here is ultra processed foods, because there's a little bit of this um, sugary thing you mix up with hot water, you know. So, but I think that's okay, you know. But yeah, so the ultra processed food is the next thing that needs to go. Um, yeah, let's see here. Yeah, the cigarette commercials. 1961. Yeah, the Camel Man, was it? Camel, is that cigarette brand? Quite iconic ads. And the guy, I've seen those. A guy that was like, no, we that was a case study in university, actually, if I remember correctly, where they sold this adventurous lifestyle and all of that. So yeah, I'm a very boring person. I don't drink alcohol. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink sodas. I don't drink. Well, I drink some. No, I drink some sodas, but they are organic, with no sugar and no. It's like you wouldn't. It's not so very sweet. There's some ginger in it and organic. It's there's no like white sugar in it and so on. um, yeah, I've never smoked, never at all, never. So um, I think being healthy is quite important. It makes you look younger, you know, and as you get older, that becomes important, you know. So you need to feed your body with the things that you need, and avoid the things that are toxic, you know. And there are people who are saying that, oh, my grandfather smoked all his life and he was 95 when he died. Yeah, but it probably looked like he was 80 from the day he turned 40, you know. So yeah. And they say that's why people looked much older. If you look at old photos, they say it's because most of them were smoking, so it ages the skin and all of that, you know. Caffeine is another thing that ages you, actually. People don't want to hear that, but it actually does. Um, it's like drinking stress. And I used to drink a lot of caffeine, and I think I had some, when I quit caffeine, I think I had some withdrawal syndrome symptoms from that, but it wasn't really that bad because I wasn't drinking that much caffeine. I, I was drinking those energy drinks, and they are much lower in caffeine than coffee. So what I've heard is that people who drink coffee have a much harder time quitting caffeine. It's not going to be. You're not going to be popular if you tell people to quit caffeine. You know, that's they love their coffee. So yeah, but I'll say it anyway. Quit your coffee, quit your caffeine, and it will be better for you. And it's not giving you energy. And I was afraid that when I quit caffeine, will I be able to be as focused and sharp when I write and so on? But I am. There is no difference. There is no difference. Decaf, yeah. The problem with decaf is that you're still drinking a plant poison. That's it's water. Sorry to say this, but water is better for you. Um, I'm not going to turn people into or make people quit their coffee here. That's not. I'm not even trying that. The people are not going to do that. But it is aging you. Drinking coffee will age you, and drinking coffee will. It's like drinking stress. Yeah, caffeine is a plant poison. So okay. Yeah, caffeine is the plant poison that the plant makes in order to repel insects, apparently. Um, and, as I said, I'm very boring. I just drink water. And the only luxury I have is salt on my meat. Yeah, Jeffrey, I know there are some studies concerning caffeine might slow some aging-related processes. Um, but from what I've seen, is that the net sum of caffeine is negative. But um, maybe some people who have certain risks, um, hereditary risks, may benefit from it. I don't know. For most people, I think it's just best for you to just drink water. No ultra processed foods, no alcohol, no toxins. Stay out in nature as much as you can. That's the recipe. Stay active, physically active. That's the recipe. It's boring for some people. It's boring, I know, but the truth sometimes is boring. But okay, we have been tearing the elites, the Epstein class, those in the entertainment business, a new one in this live stream. And I think that's very satisfying, very satisfying, because they are bastards. They really are, they really are. There might be some exceptions, but I think at this point, as I said, if you go there and you accept that gift bag, you're a bastard, And I don't, if by some miracle one of those people who went to the Oscars and they accepted a gift bag, if by some miracle one of those people are listening or watching this at this point, I think you're a bastard and I don't respect you at all. And that's just how it is. Okay. That's all for now. And as usual, I'll be back all of a sudden. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.